What's goody, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And today, I think y'all all know exactly what we're here for. I don't want to have to give y'all a huge intro. Y'all know what this is. This is the press conference of Matt Rhule right after the team signed Cam Newton. Look, I have a couple videos up already talking about that, so y'all can find on my channel any kind of news you want to see. But this is going to be my live first reaction, just seeing live viewing of this press conference. I made sure to not watch it when it was live because I did not catch the very beginning of it. I wanted y'all to get my full first time reaction to seeing and hearing what Matt Rhule was talking about. Without any further ado, man, let's get right into it. Taking a look at the questions.
All right, guys. Obviously, I'll answer any questions you guys have about our signing of.
What are you waiting for? What happened?
I'll answer questions about the practice, the game, or any questions, obviously, about the signing of Cam afterwards. I thought I'd open with a statement. You know, I came in on Monday after learning the extent of Sam's injury. Got together with Scott and everybody else and just looking at options as we move forward. Knew that PJ would be the starting quarterback this week. Obviously signed Matt Barkley, as I talked to you guys about yesterday, is a guy that we've kind of pinpointed for a while, someone we think can come in here and do an excellent job as a veteran player. And after we talked and deliberated, I went to my office, got on the phone, and I called Cam on Monday night. Asked him if he'd have any interest in coming back to the Carolina Panthers. He emphatically said yes, so he and I had a good conversation. We decided to let his representatives and Scott and our people here start to work out a deal. This morning, Cam flew here, met with David Tepper and Scott Fitterer. I wasn't at that conversation. I was getting ready for the game. It sounds like they had a good conversation. Cam is now getting his physical. So they agreed to terms. He's getting his physical. I have no, obviously, update on that. And we'll move forward from there. As we sit here today, Sam's preparing to go on IR. His job right now is to get himself healthy. PJ's job right now is to go be the starting quarterback this week and work to play our best game against the Arizona Cardinals. Matt Barkley's job is to be the backup and help us with that. And Cam needs to get here and he needs to learn the offense, get settled in, learn our verbiage, and we need to see where he's at physically. So I won't have many hypotheticals. I won't have many long range. This is what I think it'll be. I haven't even had a chance to see Cam yet, but our conversation the other night was good, and look forward to getting him here. So with that, I'm sure you guys do have questions.
All right, before we get to the questions, I think it was very, very telling. All that stuff about, all that other stuff before he said this first statement meant nothing to me. He said Monday night he called Cam. I don't believe it. I think he called Cam Sunday night. I think he said, look, bro, I don't think it hit 5 p.m. Eastern before Matt Rhule was on the phone with Cam. And I do believe that Matt Rhule has Cam's personal number. I don't think he called Cam's representatives. I don't think that he called someone and said, hey, can you link me up with Cam? Put us on three-way call. You hang up so it's just me and him. I think he had Cam's personal number. And I think he called him while looking Sam Darnold in the eyes. He was like, Cam. Yeah, Cam. No, Sam, no, Sam, I need eye contact. Cam, can you come in and save this team? Because I'm looking at somebody who can't. I'm going to put you on a speaker, Cam, and I want you to say how you feel about your position on this team. And Cam said, I can get it done, coach. And then Matt Rhule, while staring directly in Sam Darnold's face, hung up the phone, or he said, okay, I believe you. Hung up the phone and told Sam, you are hurt. You go in front of that camera and you say you are hurt. And that's that.
I don't ever rule anything out, but we just had our Thursday practice. He wasn't involved with that, so but I think with any veteran player, they can learn things quickly. But so we're not ruling anything out, but that's not really kind of where we're looking right now.
The question, if you didn't hear it, this is kind of low. This is way lower than it usually is. The question was whether or not Cam was going to play Sunday. This is a stupid question. I think you don't bring in guys, especially quarterbacks. I mean, I think corners, maybe receivers, probably running backs, of course. But I guess on a Thursday, there's no practice on Friday and Saturday, right? There's maybe a walkthrough. You look, Cam doesn't know the verbiage. Cam doesn't know the plays, doesn't know the playbook. Yes, he's coming back to Carolina. This is a whole different offense, right? And probably a whole different ways of actually like saying the plays, the jargon that's used to like call the plays, the checks, the audibles. So like I don't think that Cam can come in Thursday afternoon, not having Thursday practice, having Friday, I guess, maybe a walkthrough, Saturday traveling. No. But the point is that that he's not gonna have enough time, right? Not gonna have enough time. So him playing Sunday is an impossibility. But I mean, overall though, still good. But yeah, he was never gonna play when you have to travel, not gonna have practice, and you're literally only gonna have a walkthrough, and you haven't even taken a peek at the playbook. So I mean, you haven't even talked to the coaches yet, for real. Not really, at least. So no, it was never gonna happen.
Is Cam expected to be the starter going forward? And the reason I ask that is because he's going to make in one game what PJ will make for the whole year with his contract. So
that's just pro football, though. I mean, it just as an aside, like it's a fascinating sport. Like you can have a left tackle and a right tackle, and one's making $660,000 and one's making $6 million, and they're both doing the same job. Doesn't happen anywhere else. Doesn't happen anywhere else in the world where two people do the same exact job for, 200% of what this guy makes. So. PJ's job is just to go be the quarterback. Again, I can't do hypotheticals. Obviously, we brought Cam here because of who he is as a quarterback, and we brought him here to play. But we're not looking into the future. We just got to get him here, get him physical, start teaching him what we do, and at the end of the day, I talked to Cam. He told me he's healthy and feels great, as healthy as he's been. So, a healthy Cam Newton's a special player. So. We'll just take it day by day.
All right, that was a dumb question talking about PJ Walker being the future. Stop. Just stop it. What I want to answer right here is, did y'all notice in the last presser, which I did a video on, never uploaded it, y'all know what happened. Come on now. Look, it is what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I shot the whole video, never uploaded it. I'm sorry, y'all. I did react to the presser yesterday. But in the presser yesterday, Matt's hair was way more spiky. It looked way more gray. He looked like Lance Bass. He looked like Lance Bass. And although he always comes through to these pressers with his chain tucked, you can just tell he got a gold Cuban link right there. You just know he got paid a lot of money. You just know he got paid a whole lot of money. If I was Matt Rhule, if I'm Matt Rhule and I just got Cam Newton back in the door, and I might have just saved my job, at least in the court of public opinion. Sign a 7-year deal, only in year 2. At least in the court of public opinion, you may have just earned yourself one more year by calling Cam Newton, making sure that everyone knows. Hold up. He made sure that everyone knows it was his idea to call Cam. He didn't say we called Cam. He didn't say the group came together and decided that potentially, picking up the phone and getting on the phone with Cam was the right decision. He said, I called Cam. We had a very good conversation, and we got him in here after our representatives talk to each other. He made sure he let y'all know. If I was Matt Rhule, I'm thinking about 5 letters. I'm pulling out the VVS's, and I come to the presser with a BB belt. I got VVS and BB all over me. I'm telling you right now, I will be making sure you know I'm the man. I'd be making the case that I have better drip, or at least wilder drip, than Cam Newton. If I'm the person who made sure y'all knew that I was the guy who brought Cam back to Carolina, I make sure you gotta see me. I might come through with wicks and gold fronts. I might look like a floater boy. I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy. Anyway.
Conversation. Was there any kind of degree of, I don't want to say clear the air, but I mean, you had to release him when you got here and kind of
drink the water
out what his feelings were toward you and toward Dave and anyone else.
Yeah, I won't go into specifics with our conversations, but Cam Newton's is a pro. And Cam, we made a football decision at the time based on his health. You can't really speak a lot when those things happen, but we weren't sure what his health was. We had to make kind of a decision at the time. And Cam understands that. I mean, he understands that these are football decisions and football-based, evaluations that you have to make. So there wasn't a lot of there wasn't anything but an amicable conversation. I mean, at the end of the day, Cam and I did spend 2 months together. He was here in rehab and treatment trying to get his shoulder right. I did see him several days a week, so did have a good feel for who he is. And I know that he's a competitor. And I know, besides his talent, I know that he's a competitor. I know that he's tough. I know that he's everything that I believe in and talk about. He is. But, at the time we weren't sure if he's healthy. Well, he's healthy now. And you see that he's healthy now. And as he said to me, probably just not playing yet this season, he's as healthy as he possibly could be. So it was good. At the end of the day, I think anytime you look back on things, you always say, I wish I'd have done this a little differently. I think everyone has that. But there was nothing but good feelings in that conversation. And I'll say, obviously Cam, I don't want to speak for him, but obviously he loves Charlotte. He loves the Carolina Panthers, and he made that very clear to me. So this is a fitting story.
Okay, so I believe part of that. I believe it was generally positive, but there's no way in my mind that I believe that Cam Newton at least once didn't hint at, y'all know you did me dirty, right? You just know that there was at no point, or maybe Matt Rhule talking about a different conversation. Maybe when Matt and Cam talked, he didn't say nothing. But I know when Scott and Cam or Dave and Cam had a conversation, it may have sounded amicable, but you cannot convince me that Cam didn't at least throw in, y'all know y'all fucked up, right? Y'all know you messed up, get rid of me, right? Or at least you ain't make good decisions after I got rid of. You know you did me dirty, right? Like, I feel like if we had a good quarterback after Cam and then that guy got hurt, it'd be a different situation. But Cam knew what was going on. You cannot convince me that at no point Cam didn't at least jokingly, but mad serious. He wasn't like, what y'all did to me wasn't cool, right? I'm gonna sign here. I'm gonna need $10 million for 8 games, but you know what you did wasn't right. You know what you did wasn't right.
Why did you ultimately decide, I want to contact Cam Newton?
I'm sorry?
Why did you ultimately decide, I want to contact Cam Newton? He's the best.
Do they have mics?
Why do I think Cam's the best? Yeah, because we lost our starting quarterback, and we need a starting quarterback. And PJ's in that role right now, and that doesn't mean he'll lose that role. Just, we need as many good players as possible. And so you have a guy with Cam's ability level sitting out there. We have an open opportunity. We have a team that we feel like can win. I told you guys we have the second-ranked defense. We haven't put it all together yet. Christian's back. Some things are starting to hopefully come into place, and we owe it to our players to try to go win. We owe it to our fans to try to go win. So, just like we brought in Stephon Gilmore, when we brought in Stephon Gilmore, it wasn't a slight on any other corner. We're bringing in Cam now. I mean, he's a former MVP, and so to have a guy like that have a chance to come in, to me was just a no-brainer.
Did he say, first of all, these reporters in the crowd don't have mics. I don't know what's going on, but they had mics yesterday. I don't know. These guys are just yelling at Matt, and Matt can't even hear him. Matt can't hear him. But did he say PJ is our starter, and that doesn't mean he won't be? Come on now, brother. You don't even think PJ is good. PJ is not good, never been good, not a single day in his life. Maybe in high school, PJ was good. Even when he was going 10-4 at Temple, he wasn't very good. He was garbage. Let's be real about that. He was never good in college. The records may have gotten better, but PJ was never actually good, and the numbers never actually showed him being good at any point when he was in college. Obviously, 3 years with the Colts, never was good there. XFL, beating up on old men and the guys who can't make practice squads. I mean, it is what it is there. There is no reason to lie. Just go ahead. You're not going to hurt PJ's feelings. PJ knows when you sign Cam Newton, he has literally no role on the team. When you sign Cam Newton, PJ's role in the team is back to where it was with the Colts, holding clipboards and Microsoft Surfaces.
You're a guy who, listens to his leaders or takes, what they say. Did any leaders say, who insisted, maybe we should take a look at Cam?
On the team?
Yes.
No, I didn't talk to any players about this.
Wait, okay. you have to use context clues from Matt Rhule's answers because I literally cannot hear these dudes in the media pit wherever they are. It's in the audience. I guess he asked, "What did you ever think about talking to players about bringing Cam back on?" But who's the dude who hands the mic out, or where's the boom mic or something like who? This is a professional. This is a multi-million-dollar team in a multi-billion-dollar industry. Where are the microphones?
Matt, what can Cam still give you in the pro game at this point in his career, and how does he help you guys still try to run the football as much as you want?
I think, it's hard to say right now without working with him, but I went back and watched him in the preseason. I went back and watched him play last year, and coming off that shoulder injury, he threw the ball well last year. Tremendous pocket presence, can move the ball with his feet. But again, you see a guy that's making big time throws in crucial situations. I watched the Seattle game where he brings him back from behind. I watched him in the Eagles game this year. I mean, Cam's an excellent player, and I think he's got a lot of football left. So, what exactly it looks like for us yet, I mean, again, I'd like to at least see him first, practice with him first in terms of how we'll utilize him. And, Joe will do a great job of, I'm sure, of putting him in the right spots. But, I think when you watch the tape, you see a lot of really nice football plays that he made last year and made this preseason.
Have you met with the team? And
Not a great question.
What was said and what was the vibe among them?
Yeah, I never meet. I don't. When we sign someone, I don't have a big thing about it. Like, Cam coming here to me is the same as Stephon coming here, is the same as CJ coming here. Most of the guys know. The minute one of you guys post it, they know before I even had a chance to talk to anybody. So I tried to get to the quarterbacks because I wanted to make sure I told the quarterbacks. And unfortunately, it kind of got out before I had a chance to talk to them. But that is what it is, right? Guys get it. Guys, this, they all understand this. So, a lot of guys are friendly with Cam. A lot of guys grew up, looking up to Cam. So, I mean, I don't think there's a guy on this team that's not excited about. Anytime we add a player, guys are excited if it has a chance to help us. And obviously, everyone knows that Cam can help us.
All right, you can probably just go ahead and guess what the questions are based off the answers he's giving. But I have a real big problem. I have this thing cranked to max. You can see it's cranked to the absolute maximum. The volume goes. My computer's up to the maximum. I can't hear these questions. I know it. I'm guessing that was Sheena. I couldn't really tell. I know what the person asked based off the question, based off the answer, but they gotta invest in some kind of microphones, or maybe it's just the feed itself. Maybe the feed needs to be louder when they post these videos or these live streams to YouTube, to Twitter or whatever. But this is actually ridiculous. I really can't hear anything. Everything's at 100. Y'all can't hear it. I promise you, I can't hear the questions either.
You said yesterday your job is to win, and you want to win now, and down the road, but win now. What about Cam makes you believe with him you can win now?
What about Cam makes you believe that you can win now?
I think I've said, I think our team can win now. Like, I think we have a good defense, and I think we just haven't been playing at the level we want on offense. Special teams have improved. Our kickers improved. You look at all these things, and, I thought in the Atlanta game we looked like a good team. We're still 2-0 in the NFC South, whether people write us off or not. I mean, I'll say it again, there's 4 teams that are leading the division in the NFC. There's one team, the LA Rams, that are clearly, 7 wins, and then everyone else is about like us, 5 wins, 4 wins, 3 wins. So, we're not out of anything. Now, that being said, I don't think that way too long because we have to start playing better to have a chance to be in it. But, you lose your starting quarterback, you have to go back, you have to look at everything, right? And so to have a defense like this, to have the weapons that we have, turn over to PJ, we trust him that he's going to go play well. We signed Matt,
Right.
And then this is just an opportunity to bring in a great player. We have to get him up to speed. I can't say when that'll happen. Yeah, when I say, my job's to win, I just, sometimes I think I talk so much about process and building and all those things that people don't like. I'm not saying I'm not trying to win now. I'm just saying I'm not going to sacrifice the future to go, 9-7. I want to build a Super Bowl team, and so that requires disciplined decisions. I think this is a disciplined decision, and you guys kept asking me about it yesterday, and I kind of tried in my own way to say, hey, give me a day. I said I'm not letting it off the table, but I'm glad it worked out.
Okay, so first of all, we already have sold the future to try to make moves for the now. I mean, it was risky though. Like, it wasn't like you were going super to win now. I think you tried with Teddy Bridgewater. It was a gamble to get Teddy Bridgewater and not assume, but have the ego to say, we have Joe Brady. We can turn Teddy into an actually above average quarterback. That was ego. You said, watch what we can do here with this plucky new head coach and then Joe Brady coming through as well. I understand what the thought process was there. You did the same thing, only in a much riskier way with Sam Darnold. So it wasn't like the plan wasn't to have long-term success, but the problem was you looked for very, very risky, let's call them assets, while giving away very valuable assets, and in return, and you missed twice. So you missed twice trying to go for very risky investments. And if they hit, you're a genius. Like if Teddy would have hit, these guys are geniuses. If Sam was great, if Sam was even a 6.5 out of 10 as a quarterback, if he was a 6.5 out of 10, these guys are geniuses. If he's a 7 out of 10, we're talking about Joe Brady being the coach of the Patriots next year. It's just Bill gotta go. Bill gotta retire. He might be the coach of the Bucks next year. I'm telling you this right now. You probably could get any job in the NFL if Sam Darnold ended up being a 7 or an 8. Like, you just get anyone's job. He might be the commissioner. For real. But let's stop with the but let's stop with the I'm trying to not win. Like, it's trying to win but make something for the future. You took two very, very, very risky moves and you missed on both of them. I understand the thought process. Many people won't. A lot of people won't understand and won't get that and are gonna fault you for it. Those were wrong decisions. Maybe not bad decisions, because there's a difference between a bad decision and a wrong decision. I think it wasn't a bad decision to pick up Sam Darnold. It was wrong, but it wasn't bad. It was bad to give up as much as you did for Sam Darnold. The bad decision was how much you gave up for Sam Darnold. Just like it wasn't bad to look at Teddy Bridgewater. It was wrong to give him that kind of money and then cut him after that first year and have so much dead money you're paying him a bunch of money now, right? That's the bad decision. Looking at Teddy wasn't bad, it was just wrong. And I think it's going to probably go over some people's heads a little bit, but there's a difference between, you don't have to always be bad when you're wrong. You can be wrong for the right reasons, or wrong trying to do the right thing. But when you're wrong and you do something bad as well, it makes it so much worse. And that's what they did twice. Also, he's got to stop lying about believing in PJ Walker. If they believe in PJ Walker, we wouldn't have Cam. If you believe in something, if I believe that we're not going to have a nuclear war tomorrow, I'm not going to be desperately looking to get into a bunker tonight. Like, if I believe there's going to be a nuclear war tomorrow at 8 a.m., I'm not sitting in this chair right now. I'm looking to find out where can I get into a bunker to hide out for the nuclear winter. But I don't believe that's going to happen, so I'm chilling here making this video. If you believed in PJ Walker, you're probably not signing Cam, but it is what it is.
Bringing in Cam is like bringing Stephon or CJ, but like here, I don't think it is. It's for the fan base, and I'm wondering if
Start the question over. I didn't quite hear you. I'm sorry.
You said bringing in Cam is like bringing in Stephon or CJ, but I think in this city to this fan base, it's much different. And I'm wondering if you're kind of aware of the fan excitement that's surrounding this move and kind of energizing the fan base.
Yeah, absolutely. What my job, what I said was, I don't even know how I said it. Like, to me, when I bring in a player, I'm trying to help the team win, and that's it, right? So I'm bringing Cam here not to energize anyone, though that's great that it does, not to sell season tickets. We're bringing him here to win. And Cam Newton is a winner. I know he can help us win. A healthy Cam Newton is an excellent player, a special player. So I just think, the discipline of it is, like, you don't do things to make people happy, because then you never, then you have old teams with big names, and you don't win. Like, the best teams in this league make disciplined decisions. This is a disciplined decision. This isn't like this is an excellent player who's healthy that wants to be here, and I'm excited. So, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't. Sometimes I say things and I mean them in one intent. Like, I understand. I saw all the fans out there with the number 1 jersey coming in from practice. That all that's awesome. But again, I think even Cam would say it to me. Like, when I Cam, I'm sure Cam is not living in what he's done. He's all about what's next and what he wants to do, and that's where I am. That's where this team is. This team wants to win, and this team moving forward wants to win. and they want to win now, and they want to win this year, and they want to win next year, and they want to win. And so this isn't about anything other than winning. And I think that's the only reason why Cam's coming here, because he wants to win. That's why I'm bringing him here, because I want to win. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just kind of how I see it. I'm happy that people are excited. Don't get me wrong, but I want to someday have a ticker tape parade here in Charlotte, right? So, it hasn't happened yet, and that weighs on my conscience, right? Like I want to bring a Super Bowl to the city, and so every step we make, it's, hey, can this help us get to the playoffs? Hey, can this help us win? Hey, because if we get to the playoffs, you never know what happens, right? You always have a chance. So, I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs. I'm not making any predictions. I'm not talking on hypotheticals, but this is the most disciplined move right now to give us a chance to win. And, PJ has to go help us win this week, and PJ has to help us win the following weeks. I can't say anything about the future, what's happening or how it'll go down, but that's why we made the decision.
Okay, so the way he explained that was actually, I think, wrong from the way he worded it earlier. I think it's still a good answer. What the answer he gave was actually still good, but the way he responded the first time, first of all, that was a bad question. It was a stupid question. Like, did the reporter really not think that Matt Rhule isn't aware that fans love Cam Newton? Does he think that Matt Rhule has no idea that fans like Cam Newton? Like, come on now, bro. You don't have to ask the question like that. It's a bad question. I don't know who asked it, but it was are you just not aware of the fans being energized? Come on, bro. Does he understand? Come on. You saw what's been happening for the last, it's a stupid question. And I don't know who asked the question, but it was a dumb question. But the way that Matt Rhule answered that question earlier was about how he reacts to and how he invites, introduces, and how he acts in the offices when he brings players in. He said when he brought Stephon Gilmore in, it was one way. When he brought CJ in, it was one way. When he brings Cam in, he said he's gonna like throw a big party, make a big deal of things. What's the word he can use? He said, I don't make a big deal out of things up there when we bring these players in. I bring them in because they can win, and it's always the same thing. So he's not out there doing backflips, hitting the pool palace and whatnot, signing Cam. He says, this is the player who can win. This is the guy who can win. This is the guy who can help us win. And that's how he sees it. So he didn't frame it that same way in this second time when this dude asked this question about whether or not Matt Rhule knew knew anything about fans in Carolina. Come on now, bro. Come on now. Let's ask better questions. But outside of that, I think Matt Rhule answered the question differently than the way he framed his first response that he referenced. But still, that was also a good answer. It was just a little bit different than the way he framed the response earlier.
What, if anything?
Yeah, what I said was in anything. I said, I'm sure in anything there's things we all would like to do differently. I have nothing to say about that right now. Just obviously anytime a great player leaves an organization, it's really hard, right? And so, if this was now, right, and one of our players leaves an organization, I have a relationship with them, it's easy for me to sit down and visit with them. This was a unique time and unique timing and all that. We did at the time what we thought was in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers. I think, Cam went to New England. I'm sure he is much better for having been there, and now he has a chance to come back here. To me, this is all a journey that's coming to a fitting end. So, I don't live with a lot of hindsight. I don't look backwards. When you talk to someone, if they have any feelings, you listen to them. Cam was talking about the future. Cam wasn't talking about the past, and I'm talking about the future. I'm not talking about the past. So, I'm ready to go.
Go ahead. I guess you don't want to talk about speculation in the future, but beyond this week, would it be fair to say that he will have a chance to compete for a starting job?
You guys know what I'm going to answer. Of course. Everyone's going to compete. You guys know me well enough. Yeah, I'm just not speculating beyond that. I'm just, I'm just not doing it. So he's here to compete to play. I don't bring anyone here not to play, and it's going to take all the guys on the team. So it's going to take everybody. So, nothing more than that. I just want to get him here. I want to go step by step.
I think the question was, do you think the team can compete now? Or maybe he asked, do you think Cam can compete? I couldn't really hear, but judging from Matt Rhule's response, it was either, do you think Cam can compete, or do you think the team can compete? What's he going to say? What's Matt Rhule really going to say there? No, we can't compete. We just brought Cam in. We just brought him in. We can't compete. I don't know. Not really a great question, but I feel like a lot of times our reporters spend more time trying to get him into gotchas, to get claps and snaps and kudos from Panthers Twitter. I feel like a lot of times we see our reporters now looking to get those accolades on Panthers Twitter more so than asking good questions, but we'll move forward.
Monday conversation, did you kind of turn it over to Dave and Scott, or were you called back in at any other point, and kind of how did it progress?
Yeah, Scott and I do pretty much everything together, right? I mean, I don't get in the minutia of this contract, that contract. That's, you know, it's not good for the team for me to be involved in money, right? Because then if someone doesn't like something, they're walking around. I'm the coach. Obviously, Scott and I talk. So once it was done, I turned it over to Scott to deal with Cam's agents, and then Samir, and you know, from there. So Scott and Samir took over from there, and you know, obviously with any decision this big, you know, Dave leaves the football to us. He's a great owner. Sometimes I think that you guys don't necessarily believe that, but Dave leaves the football to us with a big issue like this. Obviously, we consult him, and he has, you know, amazing perspective, and I can't think of anyone I'd want to talk money with more than Dave, or process more than with Dave Tepper. So he's a functional part of everything that we do, but you know, he trusts us to make decisions, and Scott executed the rest of it.
Did you have another conversation with Cam
No.
last night, this morning?
Yeah, after it was done this morning, I was in the practice fields right before practice. They called, and he and I talked about when he got over here, if he was going to come back, he was going to come up and see me. So I talked to him Monday night. This is what now? Monday night. This is now Thursday. So it feels like maybe it was it Monday night, Steven? I'm sorry, guys. The week goes fast, but you understand what I'm saying. The first night I called him, and you know, got it done today.
Practice tomorrow?
Yeah, I hope so. You know, Fridays for us is a walkthrough, so you know.
Yeah, that's what I
hopefully
thought.
Get 'em, if when the physical goes well and all that minutia's done, get them upstairs and get started. You know, even if it's not for this week, getting them ready for the future. Just hey, this is, there's a lot to learn quickly for a quarterback, but Cam's really smart and he can just translate. Most guys, when they come from another team, they just translate. Oh, this is this is this, so it should go pretty quickly.
All right, yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, talking about is he going to practice tomorrow? Tomorrow's a walkthrough. You're probably going to travel Saturday, and then play Sunday. They're not gonna travel same day, even though it's a 4:00 game. And it's actually on the West Coast anyway, so it's a bad fit. Actually, when would you travel for a West Coast game? I actually never really think about that. I feel like I never really think about when teams travel for coast to coast games with jet lag and whatnot, because you are going back 3 hours. Not the worst jet lag in the world, but a little bit. Probably gonna still travel Saturday. I don't think it's probably cool for this one day. But yeah, I mean, he would just practice a little bit Friday, just be there with the team. I don't know. The big question here, I think whether or not he practiced Friday was a bad question. That it doesn't matter if he practiced Friday, right? He's not playing Sunday. Like he's not playing Sunday. I think the better question should have been asked: is he gonna travel with the team on Sunday or Saturday? Is he gonna be at the game on Sunday? That's the better question. Whoever asked that question about whether he's going to practice, who cares if Cam practices Friday? I mean, outside of just getting pictures and whatnot, it doesn't really do anything for the team. The big because he's not going with the ones. You need PJ getting the ones, right? You need PJ, doing the walkthroughs with the ones. And what Cam going to really get out of doing walkthroughs with the twos, right? You don't. I would never want Cam this Friday, getting any kind of reps with the ones, because it needs to be PJ. But the better question there would have been, is Cam traveling with the team? That gives you a lot more information. That gives you way more information. Why am I not a reporter? Why? I feel like you just get you get a degree, and then you get a piece of paper and you just show up to these press conferences asking bad questions. I hope someone asks that later on. We have 3 more minutes left, but that was not a good question. There was a very, very obvious better option right there than whether or not Cam's going to be going through walkthroughs. I don't know.
What would you say your level of urgency was in contacting Cam Newton, and what was your reaction after you got that emphatic yes from him that he wanted to come back?
We say level of urgency. I'm just, we run down a lot of things. Anytime there's an issue, wanted to add a quarterback with the injury, so just said, hey, this seems like the right decision to do. Have a conversation, and when he did it, I was excited. I mean, he's a great player, so and he was here before, and I like being around him, so. Excited to have him back, and excited when he said he was healthy.
What's the one thing you've seen since this happened to make you realize how much this means to Charlotte?
I'm not in position to answer that. You know, I mean, I think, I think when I go around the city of Charlotte, I think I've talked before about Luke, Cam, Greg, all the great players that have been here. Julius, I think you have a real feel for how much they love their players that have been through here. But at the end of the day, I think the best thing I know it's hard, but I think the best thing for Cam and for me and for all of us is if you live in the past, you die in the present. This is about Cam moving forward. It's about us moving forward, because that's what Cam was.
I like that.
That's not Matt Rhule saying that, because some of you guys say, hey, Coach, you said afterwards that you said to look. No, that's what Cam has said to me in the past. Like, this is about his next chapter. And, I think Cam has good football left, a lot of good football left. So, that's why we made the decision. But I'm sure it means, like I said, driving up here and seeing people in his jersey, I think that means a lot. I know Cam Newton, he's the ultimate competitor, and he's going to want to go out and play at a high level.
If you live in the past, you die in the present. I like that. Also, something else he said that was very, very juicy, which actually confirmed something I was saying earlier. He said, that's not what I said. That's what Cam said. Cam said that. I know y'all want to come back at me and say, well, Coach, you said. So Matt Rhule understands. He sees that a lot of times these reporters, they're trying to get him in a gotcha. They're trying to get him in a, hey, remember this? Hey. Well, let me ask a question this way. Let me ask a question this exact way, or say something in this manner where it's technically, I'm not saying or implying this certain thing, but I'm going to leave it for you to infer this other thing that my words aren't saying. Keep in mind, these are reporters. These guys have degrees. Their job is words. Their profession is words. Words have meaning, and the manipulation of words is extremely powerful. I feel like people don't really understand how the manipulation of words, how strong the manipulation of words actually is. It's extremely strong. And when you have people, 30, I don't know about 30, but like at least 15, 20 people maybe in a room who are all very good with words, all very good with speaking, you kind of got to make sure you cover all your bases. This isn't about Matt Rhule specifically, but just in general. These are people who all went to college all about wordsmith, all about asking questions, all about making sure that they make sure that the words they use and the words you use are interpreted in a certain way. So he knows that he gonna get put through the ringer. They gonna try him once or twice just to see where his head's at, and that's good. I think that's healthy to a certain degree in these pressers. Just to make sure you get all angles of an answer and all angles of perspective. But yeah, he definitely recognizes that's what's happening a lot.
Hold on. We're going to do Steve, we're going to Brett, and then that's it. Hey, and it was Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Sorry, guys. So Tuesday night.
Okay, he called Cam Tuesday night.
Just a couple quick questions. Is he here in the building, and has he taken his physical yet?
Yeah, he's at the physical right now.
He literally just what this dude said is he here in the building and has he taken his physical? Were you not just the first thing Matt Rhule said is that he was in the building. He didn't get to see him yet, but he's around. He's at the spot and he's getting his physical, bro. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these people who got degrees and their whole job is words and wordsmithing and using words and as one of the strongest tools in the world. Maybe some of these people just got a job because they know somebody. Because that dude, literally the first thing Matt Rhule said was Cam's in the building getting his physical. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think he mentioned that Cam was around twice. I think he mentioned that Cam was in the building twice. These reporters are actually horrible. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here yet.
I have not seen him. I don't know what they do for the physical.
He said
I
that
don't know.
3 times.
He was at Dave's house. He came. As I said, he's doing the physical now.
This is actually the third time he said that he has not seen Cam yet.
Started on the physicals, and so.
Matt, so you just talked about you think he's got some good football left in him. There's been at least 7 of the teams in the NFL that have had their backups have to play multiple games without signing Cam Newton. He just sat unsigned. What did you see in him that maybe others didn't, or what did you see in him that said, yeah, I still think he's got football left in him?
The tape. I went back and watched the film.
The question was, there's at least 7 teams in the NFL who's had their backups play multiple games, but none of them picked up Cam. what did you see in Cam that they didn't, or what do you see in Cam that made you say this guy can still work for us? Keep in mind that question's a little bit loaded because some of those teams were guys who had very good starting quarterbacks who weren't out for the year, right? So there's other squads with quarterbacks who their guys are coming back, like Russell Wilson, for example. So whatever.
The tape. I mean, he played really well on tape. He willed them to 6 wins coming off the surgery. We talked to some people that coached him in New England. They felt like he had a lot of football left. When I say football, I'm talking about good football. I think I say get twisted, like really good football left. So, so I think just watching the tape, going back watching.
He got the cue.
Preseason.
Someone gave him the cue.
Sometimes you just need a chance to get healthy, and so he had a chance to get healthy and truly get healthy. So excited to see what he does. There's no quarter. Anybody have anything on the football or the game or anything?
Yeah, I was going to ask just football-wise, are you excited to see like what Joe might do with a Cam package and how his offense might change to fit around Cam's skill set?
Yeah, I think Joe's really creative. I think we've done some creative things, and it just hasn't always come to full fruition. Even last game we had DJ and the Wildcat. We had some other things planned we never got to. So, I'm excited to see PJ let it rip this week because as a coordinator you have to change what you're doing to have PJ go be the quarterback, and then if and when Cam's ready, I'm anxious to see what he does there. But Joe's an excellent coordinator. I know the results aren't right now where we want them to be, where Joe wants them to be, but that doesn't mean he's not doing a good job, and that's hard in today's world. But a lot of football left, so I'm anxious to let Joe show what he can do.
Good.
Brian Burns?
Burns he was limited today.
Yeah, look, bursting around, just didn't do a lot, just making sure we take care of him.
What do you think Joe Brady's going to do with Cam? Joe Brady's going to do a lot more than what he did with Sam. How about that? I think the question is, what is Cam going to do with Joe Brady? Mostly because Sam couldn't do very much outside of against really bad teams. Kind of like the Cowboys a few years ago. Then Dak was getting garbage time numbers against actually good teams. But yeah, this was a pretty good presser. Very informative. I think there are a few horrible questions that there are better options, better variations of those questions, like almost the same thing as those questions, but you change a little bit about it, and it would have been a much better question. But I mean, you can't bat 1,000, I guess, on great questions in a presser when news like this is very sudden, very surprising, and you have to come through. It's their job, though. It's their job, so I don't know. I mean, this is what they get paid to do. I don't know how much they get paid, but this is what they get paid to do. Either way, man, this is my thoughts on this Matt Rhule presser. This man is smiling, walking off like, oh, I got him. Oh, I got him. Why does he always have a Dixie cup, too? Can someone get my boy Matt Rhule a Gatorade water bottle? Can someone get my Matt Rhule? Look at it. Hold up. Can you see this gold chain just shining? You see that gold chain just shining for Will? Hold up. Let me throw this out there for you. Oh, no, we're back to the back. Hold up. Let me go right here. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, no. Hold up. There it is. You can see that thing shining for real. That thing is shining for real. He didn't even pull up with some VVs. That's all I know. All I know is he got to pull up with some VVs. Anyway, man, that's all I got for you for right now. Matt Rhule, press conference, the 11th of November. Cam Newton got signed. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Your Monday conversation